Megalodon? Let's start with the celebrity, Megalodon. The shark so famous it has its own terrible movies. This thing was 60 feet long, stacked 3 great whites on top of each other, and you're getting close. We're talking a predator the length of a bowling lane with teeth the size of your hand. It cruised the oceans between 23 and 3.6 million years ago, back when our ancestors were just figuring out how to walk upright. And this beast was out here treating whales like Happy Meals. Those teeth? 7 inches of serrated nightmare that could bite down with 40,000 pounds of force. That's roughly 10 times what a great white can do. Megalodon didn't just bite prey, it demolished spinal columns and crushed bones like breadsticks. And then, around 3.6 million years ago, it just vanished. Climate change, food scarcity, competition from orcas, pick your extinction theory. Stethacanthus. Stethacanthus wins the award for "What were you thinking, evolution?" This Devonian shark, living about 360 million years ago, was only about 3 feet long, basically golden retriever sized, but it had an ironing board growing out of its back. I'm not exaggerating. This dorsal fin was flat, broad, covered in tooth-like scales, and pointed forward like it was trying to intimidate someone. Scientists think it was a display feature, probably for attracting mates or looking bigger to predators. Males had this bizarre anvil-shaped fin covered in denticles that made them look like they were cosplaying as a cheese grater. Females looked at this and thought, yeah, that's husband material. Stethacanthus proves that even 360 million years ago, evolution was experimenting with some questionable fashion choices. Edestus. Edestus is what happens when sharks decide normal teeth are too mainstream. This carboniferous predator, cruising around 300 million years ago, had teeth that didn't fall out and replace themselves like modern sharks. Instead, they just kept growing forward in 2 long, serrated blades, upper and lower, that stuck out of its mouth like scissors that never close. Picture a 20-foot shark about the length of a killer whale with permanent scissor blades jutting from its face, slicing through prehistoric seas like a mar. E-time samurai. It couldn't fully close its mouth, which means this thing was swimming around looking perpetually surprised. Scientists call it the scissor-tooth shark, and honestly, that's the most accurate name in paleontology. One clean pass and prey was filleted before it knew what happened. Isurus Hastalis. The broad-toothed mako, Isurus Hastalis, was basically the Megalodon's cooler, more reasonable cousin. Living from 4.5 million to 1.4 million years ago, this 20-foot shark was built like a torpedo, streamlined, fast, deadly. It had broad, triangular teeth, perfect for grabbing fast-moving prey like tuna and dolphins. Think of it as the sports car of prehistoric sharks. Not the biggest, not the strongest, but incredibly efficient. It likely competed with Megalodon for food, and when Megalodon went extinct, Isurus Hastalis stuck around for another couple million years. It's the direct ancestor of today's mako sharks, which are still among the fastest fish in the ocean. Sometimes being good at one thing beats being the biggest thing. Cretoxyrhina. Meet Cretoxyrhina mantelli, the Ginsu shark of the Cretaceous period, 100 million years ago. This 25-foot predator was basically the great white's aggressive older brother who got into extreme sports. Fossils show it attacked everything mosasaurs, plesiosaurs, sea turtles, other sharks. This thing had zero chill. Scientists found bite marks from Cretoxyrhina on a mosasaur skeleton. A mosasaur. Those were 40-foot marine reptiles that ate other predators for break fast. And this shark said, "I'll take a bite." It had blade-like teeth designed for slicing, not gripping, which means it was built for high-speed slash and dash attacks. The Cretaceous ocean was its personal buffet, and nothing was off the menu. Ptychodus. Here's where things get unexpectedly peaceful. Ptychodus was a 30-foot shark living around 85 million years ago, and instead of razor-sharp teeth, it had teeth that looked like cobblestones. Flat, round, perfect for crushing shellfish and mollusks. This is the shark equivalent of a bodybuilder who only eats salads. Imagine a creature the size of a school bus, capable of being an apex predator, choosing instead to gum down clams and snails. Ptychodus teeth are actually pretty common fossils because they had hundreds of them arranged in pavement, like rows. This gentle giant proves that not every prehistoric shark wanted to be a nightmare. Some just wanted to vibe and eat oysters. Scapanorhynchus. Scapanorhynchus is the Cretaceous grandfather of the modern goblin shark. And if you've seen a goblin shark, you know that's not a compliment. This thing had a long, flat, sword-like snout sticking out of its face, like it was perpetually jousting with invisible opponents. Living 100 million years ago, Scapanorhynchus was about 10 feet long and used that ridiculous nose to detect electrical signals from buried prey. When it found something, it would shoot its jaws forward like a xenomorph from Alien. Today's goblin sharks still do this, which means evolution looked at this design and thought, yes, keep the nightmare fuel. Deep ocean fish don't need to look pretty, they just need to work. Eoptolamna. Eoptolamna lived about 50 million years ago and is considered an ancestor of modern thresher sharks. If you don't know thresher sharks, they have tails as long as their entire body that they use like whips to stun prey. Eoptolamna probably had a similar setup. A 10-foot shark with a 10-foot tail acting as a biological flail. Imagine schools of fish just vibing, and then bam, prehistoric shark tail whips through them at 50 miles per hour, stunning dozens at once. It's fishing with a weapon. Eoptolamna proves that sharks have been innovating hunting techniques for millions of years, constantly finding new ways to be excellent at the job of being a shark. See in the next video? African lion. Most lions avoid humans. Subscribe if you made it this far. Like the video. Ring the bell and tell me which predator scared you the most.